Understanding waiting to respond, the generator's path to satisfaction. As a generator, I am designed to have consistent energy for the things my body responds yes to. However, earlier in my life, I often found myself trying to force things based solely on what my head and mind dictated. I had become disconnected from my body, habitually intellectualizing and overriding my sacral response. Conditioning had taught me that it wasn't safe to take bigger leaps, leading me to fear large decisions, even when I was getting a clear yes. The sacral center, your inner authority. At the heart of waiting to respond lies the defined sacral center, which acts as the generator's inner authority. This center provides a stable, sustainable energy source, making generators the builders and workers of the world. The sacral communicates through visceral, gut-level sensations and energetic shifts. It's important to clarify. While the classic description often mentions guttural sounds, or not every generator will vocalize these noises. For many, the sacral response is an entirely internal felt experience. For a yes, this can manifest as an energetic pull forward, a feeling of openness, expansion, aliveness, excitement, a subtle surge of energy, a warmth, or a simple feeling of, yes, this feels right, in the gut area. For a no, or this can feel like an energetic closing off, a subtle contraction, a slight nausea, a feeling of resistance, a draining sensation, a lack of energy for it, or a simple no, this isn't right for me, in the gut area. Silence or no immediate response. This usually functions as a no for a generator, indicating either that more information is needed or the energy is simply not there for that specific task. The key is that it's a physical, energetic response from your core and not a mental decision. The essential role of the external prompt. The crucial distinction for a generator is that their sacral energy is designed to be pulled into action, not pushed out by the mind. This pull requires an external prompt, something outside of your purely self-generated mental ideas or shoulds, to activate your sacral's response. These external prompts can take many forms in daily life. The most straightforward way is through direct questions from others. Someone asks, "Do you want to come to the party tonight?" Or, "Can you help with this task?" Your sacral then gives its immediate or Observations in your environment. You see a flyer for a new class, a messy room that needs tidying, or a piece of art that sparks your interest. The visual prompt acts as the catalyst. Opportunities that arise. An email with a potential job opening, a friend calling with an unexpected invitation, or a sudden opportunity presenting itself. Or it could come from situations that present themselves, such as life naturally bringing you challenges or circumstances. Some examples could be a household problem, such as a broken appliance. The broken appliance is the prompt, and your mind considers the options. Should I call a repair person? Should I watch a DIY video? Your sacral then indicates which path is correct for you. Your body's own cues, even internal sensations from your physical body, can act as external prompts to which your sacral responds. For example, hunger. Your stomach growls, which is the prompt, and your mind might offer options. Should I make a sandwich? Should I order takeout? Your sacral then responds. Another example, tiredness. You feel your eyelids heavy or a yawn escapes, the prompt. Your mind considers, should I go to bed now? And your sacral responds with or And lastly, boredom. This feeling of restlessness or disengagement is a clear signal from your system acting as an external prompt. The mind's supporting role, the internal sacral session. This is where the nuance deepens. Once an external prompt has occurred, your mind has a vital role. It can process that prompt, generate possibilities, and even formulate yes-no questions to present to your own sacral. This is what we call an internal sacral session. For instance, if you're experiencing boredom, which is the external prompt, your mind might think a new hobby would be nice. Maybe I could try painting. At this point, you can then internally, or even audibly if you're alone, ask your gut, should I try painting? And then wait for the response. Your mind generates the question, bridging the external world, or your body's state, with your inner sacral authority. This isn't initiating because the original stimulus, which was boredom, came from an external experienced sensation. This process may be difficult at first, and in such cases, asking a trusted friend or family member to talk it through with you and ask you yes or no questions can help you clarify your desires. Why not waiting to respond leads to frustration and burnout. When generators act purely on mental ideas, shoulds, external pressures, or desperation, without a clear sacral yes in response to an external prompt, they are initiating from the mind. This bypasses their natural energetic flow and leads to resistance. Things don't flow easily. It feels like pushing a boulder uphill. Depletion. The consistent, sustainable energy isn't truly available for that action, leading to exhaustion. Frustration. This is the generator's not-self theme, the clear sign that they are operating out of alignment with their design. This is precisely how generator burnout occurs, a state where the powerful engine is constantly revved in the wrong gear, draining its fuel prematurely. So let's look at the engine analogy, the generator in alignment versus misalignment. Imagine a generator as a powerful, well-built engine designed for sustained, efficient operation. The engine block, this is your sacral center. The consistent, abundant source of life force energy is always running, humming with potential. The fuel, this is your sacral energy itself. There's a lot of it, and it wants to be used. The ignition or spark plugs, this is the external prompt, the question, the opportunity, the situation presenting itself, your body's cue. This is what's designed to ignite the fuel for efficient use. The right gear or fuel-air mixture. This is your sacral or the internal felt sensation. When you get that yes in response to an external prompt, it's like the engine's internal system correctly mixes the fuel with the right amount of air and gets the spark it needs. The energy is channeled precisely where it's meant to go, leading to smooth, satisfying operation. When a generator waits to respond and gets a clear yes, their engine runs smoothly, consistently, and effectively, leading to the signature of satisfaction. Now picture a flooded engine. What happens? There's too much fuel or not enough spark or air. The engine is getting a lot of fuel, but it's not being ignited or mixed correctly. There is an excess or sloshing around without effective combustion. Stalled and sputtering. The engine can't start or run smoothly. It might sputter, cough, or just refuse to turn over. There's internal pressure, but no forward movement. This is precisely what happens to a generator who is not responding correctly. Too much fuel, unused, misused sacral energy. The generator's sacral is pumping out consistent energy, but it's not being correctly channeled. Instead of being used for satisfying work, it builds up as an internal pressure or gets misdirected. Lack of correct ignition, spark, ignoring external prompts. The generator is initiating from the mind, trying to start the engine without a spark plug or forcing the key. They're acting on shoulds, mental plans, or desperation, rather than waiting for the correct external prompt to truly ignite their sacral energy. They are overriding their sacral, trying to force the engine to run when it's clearly refusing. They are not listening for the subtle internal yes, missing the spark even when a prompt is present. The result is a flooded generator engine. Frustration or sputtering. Just like a flooded engine sputters and struggles, a generator experiences their not-self theme of frustration. There's effort, pressure, and energy being expended, but it's unproductive, messy, and unsatisfying. Exhaustion, burnout, the engine breakdown. If the engine remains flooded, it can eventually die, overheat, or experience significant wear and tear. Similarly, the generator's constant misdirection of energy leads to deep exhaustion and burnout. The abundant energy they should have for satisfying activities is instead wasted and depleted. Feeling stalled and trapped. The generator feels stuck, unable to move forward effectively despite having inherent power.